But first thing I want to say is I'm so proud of you guys for getting on here and just hanging out with us and everything. I'm literally so pumped to do this, and that's really all I can say. I'm just freaking excited. So, Allie, you should be able to unmute yourself as well, but we're just going to kind of like kick off this training series with you guys. And I'm really bad with words. So I got my girl Allie here because I'm like, but I'm just super excited to do this. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Cheyenne Nickerson. I am a triple diamond with this amazing company, and we have two other amazing VIP leaders with us as well. And we're just going to be kind of sharing a little bit of our stories, like our journeys with this company. I know pretty much both of them. I know Katie a lot more personally than I know Allie, but two amazing people, just being here and sharing everything with you guys tonight. And I'm just seriously so excited. So make sure you got your black and your bling on. It just fell, it's fine. You know, I got mine. Get your pencils, paper, pens, whatever you need to do. But Allie, did you want to say anything before we get started too?
Yeah, I kind of want to touch on the intention of this series and like what I really am hoping that you guys are going to get out of this. Me, Cheyenne, Macy, Katie, we just really all kind of compiled we were all talking one day on a work Zoom, and we were like, I feel like to get to the point where we all want to be at the end of 2021, we need to like game plan. We need to like get all of our stuff together, all of our teams together, brainstorm, and because we know that momentum is so powerful, and the more people that are moving with you, the easier it is to push things, to move things. So we're kind of hoping out of this that you guys can collectively think of new ideas and be inspired by us and be able to ask us questions in the chat and just really have clarity over where you want to be when the announcements are sounded off and where you want to be at the beginning of January to kick off your year, and know that this is a safe space and we are all friends here and you are able to ask any kinds of questions that you would like. We are recording this if you want to watch it again later, but we encourage you to take notes and to just really take this hour to be intentional with your time and draw out anything that you might feel that you need from this. Ask God, what can I get from this Zoom? Ask yourself, where do I need clarity in my business? Where do I need inspiration in my business? And hopefully with all of our different perspectives, we're able to give that to you. We will be doing this with all four of us. Like she said, we are all triple diamond leaders. We've been in for a good bit. Macy had a family emergency come up, so she couldn't be on tonight, but she will be joining us the rest of this series throughout the week. So she's going to kind of touch on her part of what we were talking about tonight, tomorrow a little bit. But Cheyenne, if you want to go ahead and kick us off, I will mute myself because I could talk forever.
No, I'm the same way. You're totally fine. So I was like, I'm glad it's not just me because I could literally talk for 6 hours without taking a breath. It's fine. So I'm just excited. That's like literally all I can say to this. But basically, like she said, we're just basically coming to you guys and like just, yeah, I literally can't really say any more of that. It was like perfect. But so like I said, I am a triple diamond with this company. I actually joined October of 2017. So it's been a little bit over 3 years for me. I was a 19-year-old college student, just like, broke, and basically just wanted an extra income. So I found this opportunity actually because someone messaged me on Instagram, and I was a customer for HSN for, I think, 3 or 4 months. I did like my 90-day challenge and everything. And then I got reconnected with an old friend on Facebook, and basically she was just like making a full-time income from her phone. I was like, this is literally a joke. Like, you are literally lying to so many people. And keep in mind, I also was with another company at the time. So I wasn't making any money in that company. So I see this girl that's like, saying like, yeah, I'm making like $2,000 a month from my phone, like insert income disclosure here. But I was like, there's no freaking way. Like, you are literally lying to so many people. So I am also a green red. If you guys are familiar with personality colors, I'm over like 75% green. So I had like so many questions for this girl, and I was like, there's no freaking way that she's making all this income. So basically, like I said, I was working 3 jobs. I was working a full-time job as a restaurant manager, 2 part-time jobs, and I was taking 18 credit hours in college. So I had like a full schedule, all of the things, and I just like wanted extra money. That was like literally all I wanted. So I just asked her like 10 or so questions, got her phone number, and literally signed up the next day. And that was basically what it was. Like, that was kind of like how I got started. And like I said, I was money hungry. That was like the one thing. I just wanted a lot of freaking money. That was like all I could focus on. So I joined October 30th. November 9th, I got my first paycheck. That was a whole $9. And I was like, okay, it's something, I guess. And I ended up going executive that first month. So in November, my first calendar month, I had went executive, and I had made about like $100 or so with commissions, and then a couple other $100 from like fast start bonuses and like other Christmas cash stuff that we had going on at the time. And I kid you not, guys, I literally texted my upline and I was like, what is this? I was like, where's the comma? Like, where are the thousands of dollars? And she was like, like, we're going to work up to that point, but like, that's amazing that you made this in this amount of time. And I was like, dude, no, like, you made $2,000. I need $2,000. That was like literally the only thing I had in my mind. And so I kind of took that like a different way. And this is like one lesson that I'm going to like share it with you guys real quick, because I was just money hungry. That was the only thing I was focused on. And I didn't take that as in like a feeling of putting my energy like more into the business. It was literally like, okay, I made $100 to maybe like $300 over my first month. And I was mad. I was like, no, this is not okay. And so basically, without upsetting my upline, I basically just posted. Like, I was that person that just like posted like once or twice a week on Instagram. And I was like, hey guys, join my team, buy my products, let me have so much fun. Like, that was all I was doing. And I just didn't put that in the right direction, So I ended up, like I said, I ended up stopping, quote unquote, and just posting, really. And then that next January, so it was January of 2018, my upline went to conference, and she had asked me to go to conference with her. And I was like, I know we grew up together, but like, homegirl, I ain't going to Florida with you. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So I didn't go to conference that first year. And she was at conference, and they had announced a $5,000 Emerald bonus. So if you guys were here for that time, then you might remember like around what time that was. And she had called me outside of the arena and was basically just like, hey, you're charted for Emerald. If we work together to make this happen, it's about like a $800 a month income with this bonus. Like, do you want it? And I was like, yes, absolutely. So basically that was really when my business completely took off. That was at the end of January. So in February, I went Ruby in the first like 15 or 20 days, and I ended up being like a couple sales away from Emerald, and I didn't get it that month. And then the bonuses ended up being extended. So then in March, I went Emerald, and I ended up being able to quit my 2 part-time jobs, and I got a new car. I then went Diamond in June, quit my full-time job. So I was just doing this business and school full-time. And then in September, I went double. I literally had to write all this down because like, it's my own story, but sometimes I like forget what happened. So it's fine. Bear with me. But I went double in September, and then I ended up moving out on my own in December. So through this stage, like I said, I am a green red, and I have different days where I am 100% green or I'm 100% red. And literally through this entire course, I was 100% an unhealthy red, and I was bulldozing my team. I was in 100% like angry leader stage. If you guys are any sort of familiar with that, like I was like not having a good time basically. And I literally was chasing a paycheck. I literally didn't care about who joined my team. It was me, myself, and I, and the paychecks that went in my bank account. And it was just not okay. So after I went double, I ended up losing like a good chunk of my team going into the new year. And I was like, oh, that sucks. I'll just find new ones. And my upline was like, hey, like let's maybe, like not do that. And she had to have like a super like heart to heart conversation with me to like make me understand that like this was not okay, So then I really started focusing on my leadership development and just like personal development in that time, because like I said, like I was so self-focused that like it wasn't going to get my business anywhere. So kind of once I got out of that like stage, quote unquote, and figured out like the next thing I could do, I was just looking at my chart and I was like, I have like 4 people here. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm trying to go VIP and I have 4 leaders that still talk to me. So like, okay, what's going on? And I basically just started running with those people. And that's when my entire business exploded. Going into January, I maybe had 5 people working with me. And this is January of 2019. And I was like, this is like this, no. And thankfully I never lost double through that time. So I was still making like a very good paycheck going into the new year. And I just didn't even know what to do. So basically I just started focusing on those people and focusing on like growing myself and all those good things. I went triple diamond March of 2019. I'm trying to think. I saw my first 5-figure paycheck. I was recognized by corporate at that time, and just like so many good things were happening. And it was just crazy to see like the transition of like focusing from myself to the people that were like on my team. It literally just made the biggest difference. And that's basically what, that's like all it took for me to get to that point. And then I hit triple and I was like, I am number one. Everyone get out of my way. And I kind of went like right back to where I was. So I had gone triple and I had just seen like tremendous growth in my team. I literally saw a 5-figure paycheck, you guys. Like I literally was throwing up everywhere. It was insane. And I literally just went, whoop, bye. And I just halted. Like I literally felt like I was on top of the world, where I had just stopped. And it literally, like, I hate talking about this, but it is a part of my journey. And that's why we're doing this tonight, just to be vulnerable with you guys. But I was going through a lot of life, and I'm not using that as an excuse at all, like by any means, but like I was going through life and my business was plummeting. But a lot of that was on me, because even though I was going through life, I could have easily still done the 6 things that we do every single day, you know, but I wasn't. It was like barely posting, and that was like all we were doing. So like I said, through that time I was going through like a lot of life changes, like getting out of a toxic relationship and just like moving again, and just all of these different things that I didn't think I would have to focus on at that time, along with trying to grow myself, figuring out why I was like just, you know, being in whatever mindset that I was in. And so basically through this time in November of 2019, I actually was able to speak on stage at one of our live events in Boston. And at that time I was a triple diamond maintaining diamond. And it was hard. And I know this is a big part of all of our stories, but like, I just want you guys to know that like, if you lose rank, there is nothing wrong with you. Okay. There is nothing wrong with you. It's a part of my journey, and I know it's a part of theirs as well. And it is something that can happen. It may not, and I'm not going to manifest that it does on any of you guys, but it's something that happens, and it's not unnormal or anything like that. And that was the biggest thing that I think what happened was I was a VIP leader, and I was literally maintaining diamond, and I was like, what is wrong with me? You know? And I was like, but there was nothing wrong. So first thing. And then, like I said, I ended up speaking on stage at this event, and I literally just felt like such a fraud. I was speaking about how I was a VIP leader and doing all of these huge things, and I was maintaining diamond, which is a great thing, but being in that position, like it just really, really messed with my head, and I just felt like such like an imposter, I guess. So then after that, I kind of was in this space of just like, here, ooh, just like it literally a bounce back and forth. And it was like, I do not know what to do. That was like the biggest thing. And so in December, I saw my lowest paycheck that I had ever seen in like a hot minute. And that was when everything switched for me. It was when like the switch just like flipped, and I was like, this is rock bottom. I cannot be here anymore. Like I can't. And this was like in the beginning, or basically the beginning of this year. So I mean, this really wasn't that long ago. And basically I started. That was the only thing I can say, is I put one foot in front of the other, and I just did any freaking thing that I could. And through this year, I personally did not promote, and even that, my team saw our highest volume, our highest paychecks this year. We had so many promotions, so many new leaders just like come into the business. And it's just insane, like the amount of growth that had happened throughout this year. And one of the things that I actually talked to my leaders about today was the biggest thing that I regret from this year was not dreaming enough. I went into conference of 2020 saying, please let me make a double diamond paycheck. That is all I want. All I want is a double diamond paycheck, because I hadn't been paid as double in 6 or 7 months at that time. And it was rough. Like it was hard, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. And so that was the biggest mistake that I made this year, was not dreaming enough, just wishing for a double diamond paycheck. And that is like one thing, I know we're going to be talking about that here in a couple days, like dreaming and all that stuff. So I'm going to kind of leave a lot of that for then, but like that was, I hope that like makes sense, but that's kind of a little bit of my journey. I guess kind of speaking about this, I now live in a house with my amazing boyfriend, and we have a dog and a cat, and I bought my dream car in May. So that's kind of the end of everything, but no, that was a lot. But Allie, did you want to go next?
Yes. So, put in the chat if you can relate to anything Cheyenne said, because I totally can. My story is a lot different, but a lot similar, which is why I feel like I relate to her so much. So, I got started in 2017. I am 20, almost 23 now. I'll be 23 in February. But I got pregnant at 18 with my fiance, young mom, had my baby in 2016, the end of 2016. And I found this business in April of 2017. So he was about 6, 7 months old. And I don't know what in the world I was thinking when I was pregnant. I thought I could just work the 40 hours, like 9 months pregnant, and then pop them out and then just go right back to that. I have no idea. But I felt like flat on my face. I had postpartum anxiety super bad. I had postpartum depression, now looking back on it. And I wanted to be with my baby so bad, but I felt like I wasn't contributing to anything. Like it was making me more anxious to sit. You know what I mean? Like when he was sleeping, I would just be like, I'm not making any money, and we have like my brain would just spin. So my cousin was actually a ambassador for Isagenix, if you know what that is. It's another MLM. I don't even know if they're still around anymore. She's not with them anymore, but she came over and visited me with my newborn and told me all about it. And love her to death. Great person. I know nothing about macronutrients. Like she went on and she was so passionate about it, and I love the aspect of making money, but I did not vibe with anything that she was saying, and I was like, I just don't feel like it fits. And like as I was sitting, like just like, you know, spiraling and trying to figure out if I wanted to go back to work and like what I wanted to do, I actually did get a job and like tried to make it work, and it just felt like more and more like there was a piece missing. And I opened Instagram, and I had just started a waitressing job at Cracker Barrel, and I opened Instagram and I got a follow request for Morgan McIntyre, and I was like, this girl's cute, add, because I had just dyed my hair blonde and she was blonde, and I was like, she's cute, dyed my hair, you know, add. And then I like was like, whoa, like watched her page, and I was messaging her, had a full-on conversation with her, like was about to sign on the spot. I was like, I don't have money, I'll get back to you. And I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, tried to save $99 from my waitressing tips for 3 months. And it's like every single time that I had like 80 and I was right there, something happened. We had two tires pop. I had to use our income for groceries. Um, just unexpected things. And I was like, why is this happening to me? Seriously. I gave up on it. I was like, okay, God, maybe that's not it. And I remember my husband was outside and I told him about it, and he was like, yeah, okay, cool, but you know how guys are. And I was in the room and I like opened up my Instagram and I saw right at the top of my newsfeed, $10 kits, join for $10. I already had her website information because she was following up with me. So I already had all of her website information, and I already was like looking at it, and like in my heart, I was like, I was in it, but I just didn't have the actions to make it like official. The minute it said $10, I went on the website, signed up, texted her, I joined. What do I do? And I was like, what do I do? I don't know what to do, but I did it. You know what I mean? And it just felt right. And long story short, finished my training, and I messaged all of my friends and family and got like few responses. None of my friends and family joined as a customer. I think I had like one friend, and it took me 4 weeks to get my shopping spree. And I was like, I'm not cut out for this, like, you know, all the thoughts. So if you can relate to that, like, let me know, because I was like, I didn't get this fast enough, that I might not be doing something right. And I got my shopping spree, and it made me feel so good. And after I got my shopping spree, it was like the end of June. And the whole next month, I went Ruby in my first month, and I made $300 in my first paycheck, and I was like, whoa. Well, I had got like my one before wasn't even like a full like $15 or whatever it is, so I didn't actually get it. So I made like $300 and I was like, whoa, like this pays for like so much formula and food. And I like was like chilling. I didn't know what to do next. Like I didn't know how to work my business. Like I didn't know anything besides four people for my shopping spree, four people for my shopping spree. And I like was still like trying the next month, but nothing happened. And I wasn't seeing those enrollments like I did before. And I didn't think that I thought I was doing something wrong because I didn't have like 20 customers signed up with me. I was still enrolling customers in my second month, but it wasn't anything like I did to get to that Ruby. And the next month, Morgan was like, you have enough people for Diamond, because it was a $10 kit, so she was just placing all kinds of people with me. Absolutely nobody was working, not one single person. And she was like, nobody's working, but do you want to try? Because it's like a full-time income. And I was like, okay, signed 35 customers, and like I I did it. And I just remember being like, I did it. And she was like, what? She didn't actually, how like they're like, okay, yeah, keep going, woo. But she didn't think I would actually do it. Neither did I, to be honest with you. But I just saw, the opportunity in front of me, and I thought, if I don't try, like, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'll just try again. And I ended up getting, it was my last month. I don't know if you remember the Go bonuses, but it was my last month for the $10,000 Go bonus. So I got it the last month, my third month of joining, and I was able to pay for my son's whole first birthday in cash from Edworks with my first Diamond check. And I had no idea what I was doing, except for I knew how to enroll. I knew how to put people in the system. So that's what I focused on. And because I was so like do in my own little world, the Emerald leader that I had tried to like push her along to Diamond with me quit the next month, joined a whole different team. And so it was just me trying to enroll and maintain this promotion that I had just accomplished, and kept tried to keep it up. And I had a whole bunch of people that were enrolling and people that were coming in my business, kind of steadily. And then I had tried to rebuild my team into what it was before. Keep in mind, I was so new that I had no sense of leadership. I had no sense of, these are the types of people I want on my team. I was looking at boxes and I was trying to fill them. And it ended up turning into allowing really toxic people in my business and to overshadow a lot of really great, hardworking, deserving people that are on my team now. A couple of them are still with us from 2018 and before then. And once she left, I was like, I don't know. It was like I was in this fog of trying to fit like the perfect mold into my business and try to be, get to double diamond. For years, I remember having my chart, and every single month I would enroll, and every single month it would fall apart. And then I was like in this spiral. And I remember just breaking down and saying, what is missing? Because I was barely maintaining diamond, barely. And I was like, what is missing? I cannot kill myself every single month. And to be honest with you, it was the culture of my team. It was my leadership. It was starting with me. People were looking to me for leadership and got nothing. They got passiveness. And I remember Morgan saying, I don't know if that's a word or not, but I'm rolling with it. I remember Morgan saying, like, if you are allowing it, like, you are the problem. They are no longer the problem. And I just, put my big girl panties on, and she was like, you need to be a leader. I don't know what that means for you, but you need to figure it out. So instead of like fighting and begging my toxic leader to stay, I let her go. I blessed her out. And it was like the minute that happened, like it was like a veil like had lifted, and all these people that were under her that were wanting to try so hard that I had noticed before but not really recognized them for what they truly were, which I am so ashamed to say, but it's true. I was so like, I had no idea what was like in front of me, if that makes sense. And I had been fighting to find this missing piece, and it, in reality, like it was starting with me. My whole team was right there waiting for me to rise into my leadership. So if you feel like something is missing in your team, I promise you, if you dive into your leadership, it's like the answer to everything. I started doing Zooms. Nobody showed up, or a couple people would show up, or I would, not know what to talk about. So then I would like read like paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs the night before and try to come up with something that was inspirational or that I felt like I could share with my team. And even if I had nothing to say, I was showing up. And little by little, my dream team started to come together. And all these people were starting to join my team or replace with me that were like these people that I had envisioned my whole time of being in this business, to roll with me and to run with me and to match my efforts. And it was not just yellows, it was reds, greens, blues, all these different colors and all these different varieties of friendship that I needed and to build what I had seen as the culture for my team. And this was, it was a whole, I went diamond in 2017 in September, and it took until, when did we go? March of this year to go double diamond. And honestly, I was so upset about it and for forever. And now I'm so thankful, because looking back to where I was when I went diamond and looking to where I was when I was double, there's like a whole different woman, girl. Like, it's a whole different mentality. It's a whole different view on our business, on our company, on what success is, on what leadership means, on what friendship is. And I am just so thankful to be in that place now, and to be able to like move forward. And I'm thankful for that valley in my business, that now all those lessons jam-packed into like 2 years, I can now teach my team, the girls that are going diamond and above, and be like, don't do this. Leadership is important. And because of that, we were able to go from double to triple in 2 months. I actually had a Zoom with Katie the month that we were trying to go triple, and I was like, you just went triple, tell us what to do. And I didn't, like, triple was like my ceiling. I didn't know if I could actually get there, but the momentum was there. We went double. I was like, woo. And everyone had promoted on my team that month except for me, and it was like 6 hours left, and I just remember God providing, and I felt like I was on top of the world. And since then, we've had our highest volume this year, we've had our highest checks this year, and I haven't maintained triple since August, but that's okay, because my leadership is sprouting and we are working hard, and I'm so excited to see where that's going to bring us in January, because boom season, we're going to talk a little bit about it in a little bit about a little bit, okay? And it's just so impactful. So I would encourage you to not feel frustrated in the situation of where you are, because when I look at December of last year and December of this year, never in a million years, when I was being paid as a Ruby last year, did I think I would be triple diamond on the Zoom with these girls here this year. Everything can change in a year. So, Katie, I will allow you to speak your piece.
I just have to say something real quick, but I think I muted you, Katie, but you guys, that was amazing. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I messaged Katie privately and I was like, are you gonna cry? Because I'm gonna cry. But it's fine. But one thing I just wanted to touch on really quickly was it's I understand the mentality of when you're in a valley, it's hard. We're not gonna sit here and lie to you guys, but I can guarantee you, out of the little bit over of 3 years that I've been in this business, I have learned more about myself, my leadership, my team, everything in the hard times of this business. And it's one of those things where it makes you look back so grateful for it, because going through my journey, I wouldn't be the leader that I am right now if I wouldn't have gone triple over a year and a half ago and I went presidential. If I went presidential right after I had went triple, I would not be this person right now. And that was just one thing I wanted to say real quick, because yes, literally valleys are such a blessing, huge blessing in disguise. But yeah, so Katie, my girl, take it away.
Okay, so first, turn your cameras on. I hate talking to screens where I can't see you. Why am I here if I can't see you? You're here to hang out and to learn things, so let me see your pretty faces. Cameras on. I will start calling you out. Come on, turn them on. Okay, so if you haven't realized, I'm the red. Okay, we came to be red. Okay, so first I want you to drop a 1 if you're a red. Drop a 2 if you're a blue. A 3 if you're a green. And a 4 if you're yellow. Did I say yellow yet? I don't remember. Okay, cool. So if you're red, I expect you to have a camera on because you came to hear me talk. So, okay, now that we have that out of the way. So I am Katie Battenfield. I joined in 2018. So when I joined, I saw Shay posting about coffee. You all know who Shay is. I saw her posting about coffee and I literally laughed at her post. Literally laughed at her post. Okay, the only reason I was ever following her was because we had a mutual human and I followed her because I was being a nosy high school girl. Okay, so I was following her. She was posting about this magical coffee. I literally, for real, made fun of her. And I never thought that I would actually see her in person, but at the time I was waiting tables and her and this human came in to eat and I saw her and I saw her pay for not only her food, but his too. How lame is that, right? So I had to message her and see what all this money was about because she paid for his food. Who freaking does that unless you're loaded? The only girls that pay for food are if you're loaded. So I had to ask her. So I asked her and she was like, yeah, I'm making this much money. And I was like, great, me too. Sign me up. Signed up, like with my student loan money. It was $99. It was money I was supposed to be using for school, but I use it on something else. So I signed up for $99. And within 14 days when I did make $2,000, I told her to never speak to me again. I was like, leave me alone. You scammed me. I signed up for $2,000 and there's $33 on my check. So absolutely not. She literally messaged me like every single day, sometimes like every week, until I had dropped out of school, found out I was pregnant, got a full-time job. I texted her and I said, okay, but like, how do I go diamond? I had never promoted before. Never. She said that she literally picked up her phone and laughed. So within 2 weeks, I went executive. Within 30 days, I went ruby. Within 30 days, I went emerald. And we had those cool bonuses at the time, like the 1,000, the 5,000, the 7,500. I went diamond 6 days after that. By that time, I was 7 months pregnant. I retired corporate America by that time. 6 days after I went diamond, I had Charlotte. And then 4 weeks after I had Charlotte, December 2018, I was diagnosed with severe postpartum depression and anxiety. So when I was going through this, I was so emotional and so shaky and I never slept. But I just remember waking up one day and I was like, if I'm going to have any kind of like negative energy, I'm going to channel it into something worth having. And after I had been diagnosed, I had been put on some medicine, given some exercises to do, but honestly, all I wanted to do was work. And so for the next 60 days, I just pushed double diamond really hard. That was the time in my business where the most diamonds in my downline had popped at one time. There was like 5 diamonds that popped in like a 3-month period while I was working towards this. And so we went double diamond 6 days after I had C, and that was February 2019. And there was another bonus at that time. And something that I do in my business, and this might just be a red thing or it might just be a Katie thing, I don't really know. But every single time that I promoted, I had a specific thing in mind that I wanted. So when I was going executive, I just needed the 200. When I was going ruby, I needed to be able to pay my car payment. When I was going emerald, I was just freaking bound and determined to make a 4-figure paycheck as an emerald. And then when I went diamond, I needed to retire my full-time job. And then when I went double, I needed to save enough money for a down payment and like 6 months of my car payment in advance. So I was able to get my dream car April 2019 at 19 years old. And I was a full-time stay-at-home mom. My ex was working, but I paid all the bills. His money was pretty much for spending. He had like an extreme spending problem. So he would buy guns and all these random things. And so I had to cover all the bills. I had to cover all the expenses, my car payment, everything, just with my income of this business. And it wasn't until September maybe it was September of 2019 was the first time that I had ever lost rank in my business. Ever lost rank. And I had dropped down to diamond. And for weeks, I just beat myself up. I was like, oh my God, you suck. You're not made for this. You're a one-hit wonder. You need to quit. You need to go get a job. You know what? If you lose rank, why are you even here? If you're a red, you know that reds crave respect so much. And when you lose rank, it's degrading and puts this pit in your stomach, and you're like, I'm not good enough, and you get angry. 9 times out of 10, a red, when they feel any kind of low, it's a lash out, whether it's at yourself or people really close to you around you. And so that's what I was doing. I was angry, and I was being hateful to myself. I would tell myself awful things, and I wasn't sticking to my routine, and I was being an extremely angry leader in this time. I was being the most toxic red that I could possibly be to my entire team. And I have some leaders on here who took that wrath, and they're still here. So if they're the real ones, they'll stick around. But so I was going through that, and then my business was super rocked. And this is when I realized, honestly, that I wasn't able to process my emotions as a human, as a mom, or as a leader. October 2019, I suddenly lost my mom. It was extremely unexpected. It shouldn't have happened. She wasn't physically sick or anything. I just got a call that she had passed away, and it was extremely sudden. It was just sudden. I was in shock. I completely let my business go. With the money that I had saved up, I was able to take time away and pay for my mom's funeral in cash. There was nothing to cover her funeral, so I had to pay for that with my business. I had no other stream of income except mine, and my ex at the time had to just take time away from work without pay. And so I was having to make up with that with my income as well. And I just completely abandoned my business for like 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks after, I kind of started to process my emotions. I was just like, my mom would never have wanted me to let go like that. That month was my highest distributor enrolling month of 2019. Because I just knew, again, that if I was going to have any kind of emotion, that I was going to put it into something that I was going to be proud of. And so I worked, and I enrolled, and I got super loud about what I was going through and how I was dealing with it. And so I want you to drop a 1 in the comment if you've gone through some kind of trauma, whether it's, yeah, it was a lot. Some kind of trauma, whether it's a loss or a loss of a relationship or emotional abuse, anxiety, depression, whatever it is, you drop a 1, right? Okay, so we're here. You all understand where I'm coming from. I promise you that whatever trauma you're going through right now, there's somebody in your downline who you're going to have to mentor through something that they're going through the exact same way. Every single thing that I've been through in my business, somebody has enrolled with me and come up with the same thing. Do you know how many girls join me that are young, 18 and pregnant, and have absolutely no idea what to do? As soon as I lost my mom, my best friend lost her grandpa. Had no idea how to go on with her business. I had to mentor her through the entire thing. One of my downlines went through a severe breakup right before I left my fiance. It's crazy what happens in your business, okay? So I'm gonna keep going with my story. I got sidetracked. So right after I lost my mom, I just went on this mass enrolling spree. And then in November, it was like my business went from like a high to like a low. It was like I was in shock, and then I was just going to work really hard, and then I just let the ball drop, and all I did was just cry all the time. I remember sitting on the floor just reading letters and looking at pictures and just crying all the time. I had no energy for anything ever. And luckily, I was still maintaining Diamond at this time, maintained Diamond through December, and then I called Shay at the end of December, and I was like, I'm just really sick and tired of looking at my eSuite and saying my lifetime rank is double diamond, so how do I go triple? She gave me this awfully intimidating list, and I said, okay, bet. My volume was like 8,000. Within the next 120 days, we went triple, and my volume ended just shy of 50,000. So that's 4 months. We started with 8,000 all the way up to 50,000. Okay. And so I'm just telling you that if you're a Ruby and you're looking at Diamond and it's scary, what's 50,000 minus 8,000? Okay. 90% of those people came into my business October through December. Those people that promoted. The people that had joined my business in 2018, a lot of them weren't still promoting. Those were people who had newly been enrolled, who were barely getting their shopping sprees and barely going Ruby. But they saw those bonuses and they just started running. So I'm just telling you, if you're maintaining Ruby, maybe you're a diamond, you're maintaining Ruby. Maybe you're a double and you're maintaining emerald or diamond. Wherever your business is right now, you can still move, because the people that are joining now are going to explode. Because if you knew what we knew right now that we can't tell you, I'm just telling you, you'd be working really hard. That's all I'm telling you. That's all I'm telling you. So we got some nuggets, but I can't tell you, but I'm just telling you, if you really want to be working really hard with your newbies right now, I'm just saying, this is for every rank. Okay?
Katie,
So anyways.
after this is recorded. I'm just kidding.
Didn't say anything else. Okay. But there's more to my story. And so I feel like a lot of people relate to more of this part of my story that I'm currently going through and kind of what I'm doing to navigate through this. I've actually had a lot more questions than I ever have had about my business or being a leader. But right after I went triple, I started really contemplating my relationship. I started realizing that I wasn't happy. And that a lot of the time, but when I was channeling so much focus into my business, it's because I was avoiding other things in my life. Have you ever been there? Have you ever turned into a workaholic so that you can avoid things in your life? I want you to drop a 2. Okay. So I just started to put all this energy into my business all the time, and I would exhaust myself, and I would wonder why I was so anxious and so tired and angry all the time. It was because I was avoiding dealing with other things and processing other things in my life. And so I really started to pull away from the Lord. I pulled away from my faith. I stopped journaling. I stopped reading. I stopped listening to any kind of music that would lift me up, because I gotten so comfortable with being miserable that I just wanted to stay there because it was comfortable. You ever been there? That it's comfortable to be miserable because sometimes fighting to feel good is just too hard, or it's too heavy. So I finally started praying for an out, and I just was praying for an out so hard that I didn't care what it was. It could be anything. I didn't care anything. And my ex had come home one day, and I just had this gut-wrenching feeling that something was wrong. And I asked him, and I just knew. And I'd had this new confidence. This, like, the anxiety was gone. The heavy blanket was gone. And because I was a VIP, and I knew I could do it financially, I packed my stuff within 3 days and got me and my daughter a townhome. And now we live together on our own with no one else. We're a single mom, and I didn't really think that would ever be my life. I thought that the life that I was living was what I was supposed to live, and if I wasn't happy, then I was just going to have to figure out how to be happy. So I hope you related to any of that. But I'm done.
I loved all of it. What do you mean any of that? Really so much. And I literally can picture all the girls on my team. I have so many moms on my team, which so I totally agree with you. Whatever your story is, I feel like you attract those types of people. So whatever lessons you're learning, you are meant to share with those types of people that are coming on your team. But Katie, how would you say that boom seasons have impacted your business to this point? So if you don't know what a boom season is, in our business and in a lot of health and wellness, even GNC, anything that's around health and wellness, and obviously we're a health and wellness brand, the new year to summer is when sales skyrocket, and when there's a lot of momentum and focus towards people wanting to be more healthy, and people wanting to lose weight, people wanting to make more money, and New Year's resolutions per se, and we just so happen to have the answer to all of those. So when we refer to boom season, that's what we're talking about, is January through May. So the first quarter, I think, right? The first quarter of the year is what is boom season. So what are some key points in your business where boom season really made a big impact on you?
Okay, so my first year in the business, I watched through boom season. I mean, I signed up in January, and I watched Shay go from diamond to triple in 90 days. And that was crazy to me. And so that was my first boom season. And then the next boom season, I went double diamond. My first personally enrolled diamond went double diamond the month after I went double, and then 4 other diamonds popped in my downline. And that was like in a 90-day span during boom season. So that was like January through March, or like February through March, April through April. And then this past boom season, I went VIP, and then I had a double pop and a diamond pop. And so, I mean, those are big jumps. So each season, and I mean, you just have to realize that people are coming to the new year, literally making all their resolutions. And if you're being loud now, like these last few days, and the next, how many days are in this month left? 5. The next 5 days, get really loud about the kind of people that you want. So something that I would do is I used to do IGTVs. I should probably start doing those again. If you don't do them, I encourage you to try them. But get super loud on IGTVs and talk about what kind of people that you're looking for, because sometimes your audience is like, they immediately count themselves out. They're like, oh, she's not talking to me. But if you get specific about what kind of people that you want for your boom season, what kind of leaders you're looking for, what kind of vibe you're looking for, somebody that you feel like you would get along with, if you'll get really, really loud about that, those people will start coming out of places that you never even thought they were going to come from, because they actually feel like you're talking to them. That's all I got. Go ahead.
I feel like the first boom season that I joined like in the middle of summer. So my first boom season was like a couple months after I'd gone diamond, and I didn't really understand it. I barely afforded my conference ticket, but I got it anyway. Actually, I won a contest that Morgan was hosting because I had no way to pay for like the majority of my conference trip, and so I like busted my tail with like this conference test or whatever it was. It was like a big like rally to get my butt there, and I just remember being like, whoa. And the biggest thing for me was I kind of idolized Morgan, and I idolized a lot of the people that were on our Zooms. I didn't see them as real people. And so I think the first conference that I went to in the first boom season for me was actually understanding the gravity of the impact this business can make on your life, that they're real people doing real things, and that these things actually do happen. And so I hadn't dreamed, I hadn't kind of prepared myself for the first boom season. So I sat back and I just kind of like thought about a lot of things. My second boom season, I was ill prepared again. I don't know why. I didn't do the work coming up into the spring, and I tried to catch the momentum halfway through February, and I regretted it. I mean, I still saw the benefits of boom season, but it wasn't as good as it could have been had I prepared and planted those seeds so far in advance and then just been popping. I tried to hurry up and catch the wave as soon as I saw other people next door to me, promoting and getting all of these, big goals accomplished. And I was like, I want that too. That's the red in me. I also have like yellow days, red days. And I was like, I want that too. Let me try. And then I was like, wait, I'm not getting all those results. And I beat myself up. And looking back on it, I was so ill prepared, and I thought I didn't have to be organized, and I thought that I could just like ride the wave. And I was totally wrong. This past boom season, obviously I went double and triple. Why? Because I decided to make a dream board. I decided to stick to it, and I decided to actually work when I was in the valley, when I didn't feel like working, when I wasn't seeing the results. And everything, I don't know if you've heard this before, but everything comes about 3-4 months afterward. You will have people sign on the spot, but it takes people an average of 7 times to see something before they actually, take action on it, which I totally relate to. I have to see a whole bunch of Chili's commercials before I'm like, all right, babe, let's go. So I totally did not believe in wait a couple months, but I put in the work anyway, and thank goodness I did. So now looking back on how did boom seasons impact my business, I was an idiot a couple times, and I learned my lesson, and now I will forever, for how many years I am in It Works, scream to my team, it's okay if you're not seeing the results, do the work in the just fall and in the winter, and they just so happen to be announcing things earlier this year, which I'm so excited about because I feel like it is going to be so good if you have been putting in the work, if you have been listening to your uplines or your sidelines, and you've been doing the things, even if you're not seeing the results in your e-suite right now. Cheyenne, can you relate to any of that?
Yes, completely. Sorry, you kind of caught me off guard there, but completely, you guys. And with me being a green, I had to go back and get actual like tangible numbers for you guys. And I just want to say like a couple things with these. Also, can we just take a moment to like praise Allie for her use of words? I know that's like so random, but like just the words, I can't. It's fine. Okay. So anyways, what I wanted to like share with you guys about like what a boom season or whatever can do for your business, I kind of have like two sides to this. So I'm going to share with you guys like my volumes and different like not actual paychecks, but like the numbers and everything. And I want you guys to know that in this time of my business, which was literally 12 months ago, I was terrified. Like my team has been pushing presidential for over a year and a half now, and I was petrified of going presidential. And I just want to show you guys what, even with that fear of the next level, like even with having that, what boom season can still do for your business. So if you're going into 2021 terrified about your goals, sis, me too. Let's just be real here. Okay. I'm literally holding my necklace. I didn't even realize that, but it's like a nervous thing because I'm just like, whew, okay. So if you're feeling like that, it is completely okay. But what I want you to know, one, just put one foot in front of the other, just consistent running and like set that pace for yourself, set that pace for your team, and just don't let it go. But kind of going into this in December of last year, so 12 months ago from this month, I had 12,000 in volume. I was barely holding on to diamond. Like I said, I received like one of my lowest paychecks I had ever seen. And that's when the switch flipped for me. January of this year, our volume went from 12,000 to 22,000 in a month. After that, it went from 22 to 28,000. So, like a little bit of growth, but like not that much, but that's still amazing. In March, it went from 27 to 42. In April, 42 to 51. And then in May, 51 to 70,000. So that was what 6 months had done to my business of just consistent work. And in April of this year, I was maintaining double since January. And in April of this year, I received a 5-figure paycheck as a double diamond. So one, it's possible. It's possible. Okay. I literally screamed. Amazing. So it's possible. Cause I remember people telling me that and I'm like, there's no way. I've read the comp plan. There's no way. There's a way, sis. Okay. Next thing in May, our team reloaded triple. And we were the closest to presidential we had ever been. I mean, we were literally less than 30,000 sales away, which looking in retrospect of the entire promotion, that's incredible. And then our team had reloaded triple that month. And then I also made a higher 5-figure paycheck on top of that. So like, that's just kind of one thing that I wanted to, I know that's like not like a lot, not that came out wrong. You know what I'm saying? I know what I was saying, like wasn't a lot or anything, but I just want you to know like what it can do for your businesses, you guys. Like in that time, I didn't promote, but we've had so many promotions on our team. And like taking it back to the year before, went from less than 10,000 volume to literally over 50 whenever our team went triple in 90 days. Can't even talk. It's crazy. But it literally, like, it's just insane. So, Allie, did you have anything else that you wanted to add on? I'm not good at closing stuff. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I totally left out a whole part of what I was going to talk about boom season. So I'll squeeze that in really fast. But Cheyenne's numbers really, it like jogged a memory in me. Looking back to, I'm sure my team will remember this, like the last day of conference, we were in our own little like Airbnb, and I made little goodie bags for everybody, and I gave this like speech that made me bawl my eyes out because I'm super yellow and emo. And I was terrified. I had no idea what this year was going to look like. I had put aside all my expectations. I stopped like actually feeling in my gut that I was like going to achieve double diamond, and I just turned to the yellow side of me, and I believed in my team, and I said, okay, she's going here. I see her going here. This is going to do this for her. And I got really personal, and I made it all about my team. All about my team. I had stopped, I mean, I don't stop dreaming. 100% don't stop dreaming. But when you take the pressure off of you, especially if you suffer with anxiety, if you take the pressure off of you and not feeling like you're doing enough, and you just feel comfort and that you are doing your part, with your list, with your KPI list, with the things that you're supposed to do every single day, and start thinking, how can I help my team? The numbers organically grow. And I cannot tell you why. I mean, obviously Jesus and hard work, but like the minute that I stopped thinking, like, how can I, Allie, how can I get $8,000 in my eSuite, was the difference. Like, oh my God, it was like black and white. And I had made this little like thermometer for my team, and I made a group chat, and I was like, we're doing this together. And I started texting my girls, you're this close, you're this close. I wasn't promoting yet. I did not promote until the end of March. So this was like a whole month ahead of when I personally promoted, okay? Our volume jumped 7,000 in 3 weeks. And then the next month, it happened again. And when I went double, we were at 27,000. And I thought I was on top of the world because this girl had been trying to shoot for double for so long. And I was like, triple? But then I looked at the number and I was terrified. So again, I didn't look at the number. I was like, okay, minimum 35K. Okay. And so like I knew it, but I didn't like focus on the actual number of it. And I looked at my leaders. I said, you're this close. How far away are you? How are you doing this? And I shouted it out on social media, and I shouted it out to my uplines, and I posted about it, and I was terrified in my gut. But that was what motivated me, is not necessarily looking at 200 BV here, 300 BV here, was helping the people. And maybe this is just the yellow in me. If you can relate to this at all, this brought so much momentum to me through the season of helping people reach their weight loss goals, was helping me sign huge orders, helping my team reach their goals. In return, brought 20,000 in my eSuite. Like it's just something that, if you're looking at these numbers terrified, that's the only thing that I can tell you, is if you do not have to do all of that. These numbers that Cheyenne is talking about, Cheyenne did not go to 70,000 BV by herself. No heckin' way. So with these bonuses that are about to come out, with everything that we've said tonight, if you feel like, where in the world do I
think we might have lost her, you guys. That was so good. Okay, it's fine. I don't like thinking on the spot. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know what to do. Okay. 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 It's fine. I'm going to share our income disclosure statement real quick, just so everyone can see this that watches the recording. I hope y'all can see it. Katie, can one of y'all shake your heads? Let me know that y'all can see it. Perfect. Income disclosure. Beautiful. There we go. Okay. So, friends, sorry, Allie could not finish the rest of everything that she was saying, but remember, this is also tomorrow night, same time, same code and everything. And just basically we're going to be going over consistency and just remember to wear gold. But I'm super excited. Thank you guys so much for hopping on this with us tonight. Yeah, this is going to be posted on my YouTube channel as well, and I'm going to be sending it to all of our leaders and everything, so you guys will have access to this recording. But I hope y'all have such a great night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, you guys.